We've got Mr. Sriram Krishnan, the CBDO of the National Stock Exchange, also joining us this morning. Sriram, thanks so much for being with us, and great to have you as we kick off the year. Looking forward to seeing how the kind of action we've seen across stock markets and capital markets continues into the new year as well. Give us your overall view in terms of how 2025 was versus 2024, given light of the kind of action that you saw on the National Stock Exchange.
Well, 2025 was a good year for IPOs. We saw about 220 companies getting listed in 2025, while this number might be slightly lower when compared to the 268 that got listed in 2024. In terms of the quantum of fundraising, in 2025, more than $20 billion were raised by these 220 companies. In 2024, only $19.5 billion were raised by the 268 companies. More importantly, I think the main board listings of 103 in 2025 was much bigger than the 90 in 2024. So good that, larger companies are coming to the main board and getting listed and doing well. That's a good sign. On SMEs, NSE Emerge, which is the SME platform, saw a smaller number of listings in 25 compared to 2024. But that's because we have adopted a cautious stance with respect to the SME listings. And we don't want to be very lenient out there and create any accidents. We don't want, a motorbike shop or a sabzi wala getting listed unless they are of, they have a business model that's justifiable and that can, win the trust and faith of the market and the customers and the investors. So we have been cautious in terms of permitting only quality SMEs. But that apart, I think the stringent criteria that we have imposed has made sure that there are no accidents on the NSE platform in 2025. So that's good news. Moving forward, I think 2026 looks like a very promising year. A lot of people have estimated that the market looks good for the year ahead.
Fantastic. I mean, how has the NSE market share fared in 2025, particularly when you look at equity derivatives?
So our market share overall has done well. We have ended up with about 92.72% market share in equity derivatives for calendar year 2025. During this year, one significant change took place, which is that the expiry day moved from Thursday to Tuesday. And following this change, we have gained about 10% market share on 3 days of the week, which is Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. If you look at Monday, we gained about almost 20% market share from 67.9% roughly to about 85-86% market share. On Tuesday, again, same story, 51.2%, which used to be our market share in August 2025, went up to almost 89% by December. And on Fridays, what was 75% has gone up to about 85%. So overall, these 3 days have worked out well for us. In cash equities also, we have sustained our market share, which is about 93-94% on a steady basis. So I think overall, this year has been good.
Okay. Do you think it's now time, perhaps, Sriram, for regulators to consider reintroducing the Bank Nifty?
Yeah, market participants have, in fact, asked that, one more expiry be allowed in the weekly segment. And maybe both exchanges can be allowed, all exchanges for that matter, can be allowed to have at least one more weekly contract and on an alternative day. So if that's allowed, then that would be great news to the market because Bank Nifty used to be the largest derivatives contract in the world. And it's a good time to bring back Bank Nifty and bring back some cheer as the market participants are very, very desperate at this point.
All right. Where does the NSE stand when it comes to the commodities market? I mean, given all the action that we've seen this year, what are the plans on that front for 2026?
No, in commodities, we have done again very well. Electricity futures, which we launched in July 2025, has been a big success for us. We have about 75-76% market share steadily throughout from the time we launched. And out of the 27 billion units that were traded on the market in the electricity futures segment, 20 billion units have got traded on NSE. That means we are about 2.3 times of volumes when compared to MCX, whether it's in terms of volumes or values, any which way you look at it. So electricity futures has been a big hit. We are looking to launch a few new contracts. We have already the SEBI approval to launch 10-gram gold contract. We also have the approval to launch a natural gas contract based on Indian prices and the Brent crude oil contract. So we are just working out the right timing for these launches and are in discussions with market participants. That apart, crude oil, where we had launched the contract about in October 2023, that contract has started doing really well. We changed the expiry day for WTI crude oil contract based on market feedback recently. And post that, our market share has gone up to about 10.5% in the December expiry. So this looks very good for us. And we are very confident that all the efforts that we have put in the last couple of years and the focus that we have brought in to expand the market and deepen it, all of that will pay off in 2026.
And I'm sure it will. What are your expectations, Mr. Sriram, from the upcoming budget?
Market participants have for a while been speaking about long-term capital gains tax, particularly the FPIs. They'd like to see that getting abolished. Apart from that, there's also an ask around the rebate under Section 88E for the STT and CTT. If that can be reinstated, that will bring cheer to the market. We have also, taken feedback from the jewelry traders, jewelry and bullion traders, because we have a product called the electronic gold receipts, which is an approved product, but it hasn't really taken off because of the GST issue that is coming in the way. But hopefully, we have given some suggestions, and if those suggestions can be taken on board, based on, of course, the market participant feedback, then that will be, a big win for that product. Also, there are other suggestions in terms of improving the ease of doing business, particularly for foreign portfolio investors. And we have also, to bring back the FDI as it used to be, and it's very important from the long-term point of view.
Okay, talking about, moving forward as well, when you talked about, 2025 and its performance versus 2024, when you're looking now ahead to 2026, what is the kind of traction, volumes, when you talked about IPO action as well, you spoke about really how the value of the turnover had really increased. What are the kind of goals or benchmarks that you're looking at in 2026, keeping in mind all the other uncertainty and sort of variable factors that are already in place?
In 2026, we believe, the government and the regulators will encourage product innovation. Already we have seen the specialized investment funds being promoted in the asset management space. Likewise, the electronic gold receipts that I spoke about could get a boost, hopefully. And apart from this, we have also applied for a product, which is a derivatives contract based on, corporate bond indices. If that's approved and that goes live, that will be big news for fixed income investors as they can hedge their portfolio risk by trading on this contract. Likewise, we have also asked for approvals to launch a government bond index derivatives contract, which will be also very, very important for foreign portfolio investors in particular. So I think this is a time when product innovation can be important for India as we expand and bring more and more retail investors into the mix. So I think what we should be doing now is building more variety of offerings. And of course, the pipeline for IPOs continues to be steady, and we will see the companies getting listed consistently. So future looks good.
All right. Mr. Krishnan, any other sort of highlights you want to share with us? We were looking at, of course, NSE and its history and the kind of, landmark or milestone moments we've seen over time in terms of the composition of the main index, in terms of, like you said, the widening of companies that are today listed on the exchange. And, you've touched upon some key important points in terms of developing new products, widening the retail base, and also, of course, some of those, huge new companies that are slated to enter the capital markets. If you had to sort of take away maybe one or two key milestones that you would like to talk about in terms of the NSE's history and trajectory at this point of time?
No, I think NSE has, revolutionized India's stock markets and become a huge, pillar of hope for the entire ecosystem. From the time we came in, we have advocated transparency, efficiency, and trust. as the three main features of our approach. And innovation, of course, has been at the bottom of it all as the big foundation based on which NSE was launched in the first place. So I think if you look at it over the past 30 years, what we have brought to the table has been immense in terms of value for the country and for the entire ecosystem. And today, NSE is seen as a huge institution which has a tremendous international reputation, plus, of course, seen as a critical national treasure. So I think, any which way you look at it, we have the foundation all in place. We have the building blocks in place. We can use this platform in a number of ways. For example, for deepening and broadening the bond markets, this can be very, very easy now. If just to give you an example, the number of transactions in the RFQ platform, the request for quote platform, in April 2025 was just about 45,000. But in December, that jumped in just about 9 months to more than 200,000 on NSE. So that tells you that when retail investors are given the variety of products to participate in, and if they are educated well, they will be very, very useful in terms of contribution to capital formation. Also, I think this is a good time for India to focus on investor protection. And when I say investor protection, it's also about making sure good habits are formed. And the process of, gambling on expiry days, which SEBI has been speaking about for the past couple of years, this needs to be definitely reviewed. And therefore, multiple expiry days is probably something that we need to look at. Maybe there's a need for us to go back to the one expiry day concept, which used to be in vogue some years back. It used to be the last Thursday of the month. That was the only expiry day.
I remember.
And even if you have weekly expiries, maybe we should just have one expiry day.
All right, good points to think about. Thanks so much, Mr. Sriram, for joining us. Have a great day and a great year ahead.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.